live stream. We got a good one today. Foreign men who are having babies by these sex workers are being tracked down for child support. Let's talk about that. I got a lot to say about this. It's an Australian-led project that's targeting foreign men who come over here and deal with these sex workers. And they're tracking them down, trying to get them to pay child support. Is that legal? I mean, are their human rights being trampled over? But I'm getting ahead of myself. Shout out to the NTZ crew. There's Jacob Tanjay. All my old heads, there's Kamal, Doubtful Genius, certainly to my members only crowd. Roger Walker, Jeffrey Tatter, Eric Smith, thank y'all so much. Any new viewers and subscribers join us today, welcome. Anybody catching this on replay, the peso is 55.65. Still a great rate. It's sliding. What's up, M? He said, what's going on, brother Cal and Sunshine Shoulders crew? You know, I do want to start out by saying this. You know, we have the interview with Michael Alexander. And what do y'all do? Y'all ridicule the man. You can learn more from these type of interviews than anything else they're showing you about traveling overseas and dealing with women and everything like that. A guy wrote me today. He said, Cal, you know, his name is Todd. That's all I do. He said, Cal, you ought to save content like this for your members only and your Patreon. And I agree with him. I'm not going to subject my members or my interviewees to the filth, to this immature, childish bullshit. This is the reason why men won't come forward with their stories. They know you're going to ridicule them. And here this guy is, a successful filmmaker. He's just not a filmmaker, he's successful. Has more talent in his pinky finger than some of you guys have achieved your whole life. And what you want to do, ridicule him. So go on over there to those other channels that y'all want to listen to. That's all y'all want to listen to. Oh, where to find a Filipino? Is she scamming you and all that stuff? When somebody gives you good content, what you do, you spit in my face. Because YouTube's not showing my videos anyway, so what difference does it make? I might as well reward my members and my Patreon. Even though, you know, it's a small crowd, it's not about views anymore. But this is the reason why people won't come on your channel. These are the type of videos that can help you. But what do you want to do? Ridicule the man. Like you haven't done anything like that. If you coming over here in Southeast Asia, okay, you're doing some type of variation of what he did. It may not be 150,000 or whatever it was, 200,000 or whatever it was, but you're doing some type of variation of that. You tricking. But instead of supporting the man and encouraging him, you know, because if it affects me and we're going to talk about it, that's why I got this the subject today. They targeting us over here. But guess what? It's men leading the charge against us. It's an Australian man who's leading this charge. But Michael Alexander, man, you know, I sincerely want to apologize to you, you know, for even subjecting you to these clowns. You know, every man for his damn self over here. I'm the only one trying to help you. These guys are literally leading you to slaughter. You just don't know it. What time is it, Travels? What's up, Carl Mack? He says those responses are a reflection of who they are. Yeah, but, you know, at some point, man, you know, you can't choose your audience. And social media is going to be social media. But when Todd said, Cal, you know, those are the type of videos you reserve for your members only in Patreon. He slapped me in the face. It was true. Okay. The best interviews and stuff from here on out, that's where they're going. You want to get that other stuff going over there. Do we date? Do Filipinos date ugly men and all that stuff? Pitiful, man. Yeah, Jacob Tanjay had a lot of courage to tell his story. This man's a filmmaker. He's making a documentary out of it. It's all about truth. But remember, men lie so much. We lie about everything. He could have easily swept that under the rug like most of us do and took the L privately. No, he's making a documentary to try to help some of us, to prevent some of us from getting shook down, basically. You know, because, you know, you criticize him. Who's to say that you can't, that you won't fall victim to, you know, a young, beautiful, sexy woman who knows what she's doing, by the way, cunning, baffling, powerful. That's what that P will do to you. But no, they put the man down, and I feel embarrassed, man, about it. You know, because at the end of the day, it's my channel. Rashad Smith said, Uncle, you can't please everyone. I don't know what else you can do. Haters would hate on the Pope. Yeah, it's not about hate. It's about respect. You know, this is why I can't get guys to come on the channel. They know y'all going to rake them over the coal. You know, when he's certainly trying to help you. That's why he's shared his story. That's why the guy who gave the woman 250,000 pesos shared his story. He will not come on here now. He doesn't see how y'all treated this guy. He said, I'm not going anywhere near an interview. Hey, hit the thumbs up, guys. But y'all act like, oh, y'all got all the answers. Y'all got it all together. You wouldn't be watching these channels. You wouldn't be single. You wouldn't be divorced and separated and all the other shit we go through. But instead of being like a support group that we're supposed to be, you're going to kick the man when he's down. And then somebody say, oh, he shouldn't even come to the Philippines. He's going to get treated worse. No, he won't. What's up, Confident Boy Speaks? What's up, Brian Nichols? Yeah, he said roughly 4,500. But see, it's more than that, Carl Mack. This is what I'm trying to tell you guys to stop with that exchange rate stuff. It's 250,000 pesos. Imagine the women that you're coming to see over here. Imagine them trying to come up with that kind of money. It's next to impossible. There's nothing they can do other than have some guy fall in love and send them that money. That's the only way they can do it. Okay, I'm talking about the women we're dealing with on these dating sites. That's why they're there. It's not 4,500. It's 250,000 pesos. They don't accept dollars over here. This is a peso economy. And I don't know how many times I'm going to have to continue to say that, but I will until you get that in your head. This is why we overspend over here. You say, oh, 10,000 pesos, that's only $180. No, it's not. That's a full month's pay for some people over here. For a lot of people. Okay, and a lot more would love to earn that kind of money. It's just not possible. Okay? Yeah, he said, we all tricking, Brother Cal. Yeah, I mean, this guy is one of the most intelligent guys I've spoken to. He's no joke, man. He's got hundreds of $1,000s worth of just film equipment and stuff. His film equipment is worth more than me. But what does he get? He gets kicked when he's down. So, okay. You guys said free Puff Daddy. I'm not jumping on that bandwagon. It just shows you the American psyche. We're a bunch of sheep over there, bunch of followers. Give this man his due process. A lot of them people were groupies, but now they see they can get paid. Now they see they can get paid. Okay, if he did do something, yeah, then hold him accountable, but hell, hold him accountable for shit he did 30 years ago. It's bullshit, man. If they can do him like that with all the money he's got, what can they do to your stupid ass? He said the V is powerful. Jeffrey Chatter said the same guys that say tricking and simping are the same men in the front row making it rain in the front row at the strip clubs. Yeah. Man, they wouldn't be watching these videos. These are powerful videos, man, but y'all won't listen to this stuff. You want some woman coming out of the shower looking at her phone all for 2 hours. You know, I'm tired of y'all taking me for granted. I take all my shit to the private place. I don't care. Retired 2019 said, Cal, the interview was powerful. Thank you, brother. I mean, it's his story. He wanted to tell it. And I allowed him to. I had the platform. And I hope somebody gets some help out of that. This is what we're doing. His story, did you hear me tell him on the interview? Your story sounds like a lot of our stories over here. He says, oh, she's sleeping in the car. I felt responsible for her. That's everybody's damn story over here. So guess what they do? They get the apartment. They fill it with new stuff. Or they move her in with them. I'm talking about over here. Okay? Dylan, he said, absolutely, exactly. That's why I'm here. Tim West said, what's up, Cal? I appreciate people who are transparent about their experience. Honest, open, and helping others not to make the same mistakes. But people don't appreciate that. Y'all want the gossip. Y'all want that plastic stuff, man. It's not going to do you any good when you get over here. Okay? I get it. The no passport bros, the couch bros, the armchair bros, the plantation bros, they're financing all these videos, okay? They'll never come over here. So, yeah, they want to look at the women. They want to listen to that foolishness. That's all it is, okay? Not going to help you one bit when you get over here. Hey, Roger, he said, Michael went through hell. I'm glad he came on. Let us know, to let us know what was going on. It's just every man's weakness. I remember I used to go around and brag that I didn't fool around on my American wife, knowing that if the right woman or the wrong woman would have came around, I was toast. And that's with any man. It could happen to any of us. A lot of those women are over here. That's why guys come over here and do things they would never do before. Come on, guys, let's get the thumbs up. 183 watching, 49 likes. I know a lot of y'all watching those football games. Confident Voice speaks that he knows. He's over here in Southeast Asia. He said 250,000 pesos is a great time in the Philippines. That's a lot of money over here. Okay. D Styles says, what happened to the theme music? I haven't heard in a while. It's on my phone, so unless I'm doing my live stream on a computer, it's hard for me to play it, but just go on my video. Hell, I've got it playing. And it's funny because Patrick P. Money Blackrock, he's a fellow vlogger. I think he's in Malaysia. He made it for me from AI. And I just saw where the FBI raided a guy in North Carolina. This guy collected over $10 million in royalties streaming AI music. And I was like, well, why is that a crime? I mean, I didn't really look into it, but I'm like, wow, this guy is a genius. But maybe he got greedy. I mean, how much money do you need when you know you're doing wrong like that? 10 million? What's up, Retard 2019? Thanks for that super chat. He said, Cal, I want everyone to know that I'm in remission for my cancer. Hopefully I will qualify for a stem cell transplant to extend my longevity, man. Congratulations. And, keep doing whatever you're doing, brother, because I know you were well into your health, your self-care before you were diagnosed. But that's got to be great news. Now, I don't know anything about, cancer and remission, but they say, you have to give it 5 years. So I would continue to do what I'm doing. He said, Duel and May, good video about that strong brother. Life is about personal failures that make you stronger and better. Gaining knowledge like that brother has more power to him. Watch y'all don't realize, go on one of those streaming services and look at his documentary Out of the Loop. It's talking about the, comic scene in Chicago, man, and you know that this next one about this stripper and him getting scammed is going to be lit. May win him an Emmy or something, or whatever they win when they do documentaries, because he's the real deal. He's not a joke. He said, exactly where could we share our testimony? I had a somewhat serious relationship over the internet, and I've sent hundreds of US dollars. Well, you know, you share it here. This is the support group. I mean, you've done it. Somebody knows you've done it. Okay, it's not a secret, really. It's you and the woman that you sent to. We're trying to help guys stop doing it. But there's something, we're wired a certain way as men, that no matter how many people I interview or how many stories I tell, it just keeps happening. I was saying it just doesn't happen over here. That's why I was glad he came on. But his story mimics so much of what goes on in the Philippines and the women we deal with, we fall for. You know, they're young, they're attractive, they tell us everything we want to hear. They got their pumpkin patch, you know, they giving it to you whenever you want. And then, like Merlin said, once they reach that level where they've got what they came to get and they really don't need you anymore, that's when you're going to see who you've been dealing with. That's what happened to him. As long as they was in them hotels and stuff, and, you know, he's spending good money, whining and dining, everything was okay because she wanted the apartment and everything in it. See, the lady knew the law. Minute they moved in, the very first night, the next day, he said, the plan went into effect. 9 days later, he's kicked out of that apartment with an old bogus restraining order. See, y'all didn't hear all that. All y'all heard was the tricking. Y'all didn't hear how the police treated this man with his own property. See, you didn't hear about the criminal justice system and the flaws in it. You know, it's tilted toward the women, even though women, mostly women, are behind that domestic violence stuff. Y'all didn't hear all of that. Oh, y'all heard, oh, he's a fool, he's gullible. The man is giving you an education, fool, but you don't listen. That's all y'all listening to. That's all y'all listening to. He said, I sent money because I felt bad for her kids. Yeah, her kids, not yours. But yeah, I just want to thank him again because, you know, like I said, it was a powerful video. We need more men like him to come forward. Okay? It will really help us. Hey, McNello says, there's plenty of things that I have done that I would be absolutely positively embarrassed if it became public knowledge. Yeah, but somebody knows, though. And if that's the case, why ridicule somebody with the courage to come forward? That's all I'm saying. Y'all won't get it again unless you're a member or a member of my Patreon. I got 23 faithful members on my Patreon, which is a damn shame. I should have more than that. You know, but people take me for granted because I give y'all all this good shit on YouTube. And then YouTube, how does they reward me by not showing it to people? That video's got 5,000 views, man. That video should be way up there. Nobody else is putting content like that on there, man. If they are, they're telling the story. This is straight from the horse's mouth. Aaron Horenstein says every child deserves to have a father raising him or her in a complete family, or if the parents break up via joint custody, every father of a child who doesn't live with the child should support. Yeah, I agree with you. But under these circumstances, and we'll get into this, and what this lawyer, this Australian lawyer is trying to do, I don't know if it really... He's not having a whole lot of success because he has no authority. But that's the thing about Western people, especially in America. We're the police for the world. We're going to fix the world. Meanwhile, because I'm getting ready to do a video on the poverty in America. Fix that over there. giving billions to Ukraine and Israel. People starving in America on the level of some people over here. But we're the police of the world, and he thinks that he has the authority to come after these men. Meanwhile, the women have no accountability. The sex industry itself, he doesn't hold them accountable. He's coming after you, the easy target, see? But Kevin Strong, thanks for that super chat. He said 15 years of law enforcement experience. In most states, the first to get the no contact order is in charge. The respondent has to move out temporarily. Man, it happened to me, but guess what? I'm already in the Philippines. I've never abused a woman, verbally maybe, we're arguing. I never put my hands on a woman. No woman I've ever dealt with had any reason to be afraid of me. But my wife, my American wife, she did that to hide the fact that she had a man in my house. That's what it was. That's what I found out later. She didn't want me coming around. So that's what she did to hide the fact that this jackleg fool, may he rest in peace, had his foot propped up on my kitchen table, going in and out of my refrigerator, sleeping in my bed. I didn't care that he was blowing her back out. What back was left? I'm just saying, that's the honorary shit that they do that we fall prey to. This man is trying to give y'all education on that, because what do? We moved the Filipina in immediately. Don't know the laws over here. Imagine if she went to the barangay or the police and said you abusing her. Okay, there's no restraining order. Your ass is deported. They're going to lock you up in that detention center. Then they're going to deport your ass. And whatever you done spent over here, it's hers. But y'all not listening to that. Alpina R said, yeah, that interview was no joke. I try to bring y'all good stuff, man, real content. But what do y'all do? You're going to kick the man when he's down. Roger Walker says, retired 2019, how you doing? I'm pretty sure he's on cloud 9. I would be if I got that. You hate what? He says, he was brave to share it and to show his face, but he would not have gave up that much money if she wasn't beautiful. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, though. He's saying, tell me what man watching this right now hasn't become weak for some woman. If you coming over here, you spending whether you weak for the woman or not. Okay, on some level, you're going to be that man. Okay, at least he had some protections at home. He went to court and everything, eventually was able to get his property and stuff back, what she didn't sell and destroy. Okay, but y'all didn't hear all of that. I know these police, man, I'm going to tell you, man, look, when I was going through, okay, first of all, when I had to go, I just come back from the Philippines when I found out. I believe my daughter told me, said, yeah, Daddy, Mama you can't come over here. Mama put a restraining order on you. So, of course, I had to, go and attend to it. So I go to court. Man, this judge treated me like I was Bin Laden. Because I'm naive. I went in court without a lawyer. Don't do that, guys. But I didn't have no choice. Because I was like, ma'am, I wasn't even here. She said, shut up. I'm not afraid of you. You in my courtroom and all that, right? And this lady ended up being the judge on that, my child support, and my divorce. But guess what? The next time I went in there with a lawyer, and they went to law school together, turned it all the way around. Now I'm Mr. Roach. Now, whatever I wanted, she granted. Okay? Stopped my child support, gave me custody of my 2 youngest daughters, asked me, did I want child support? Okay? But I said, no, just tell her to leave me alone. The woman did that so I wouldn't find out that she had a man living in my house because I was still paying the mortgage. Not after that. He says it helps on YouTube to hit the heart button similar to TikTok. Hey, thank you. Rashad Smith said, it's sad how much we would send money to a ghost but will watch a family member starve. Yeah, the power of the P. I see the tune-up must be good. Yeah, but he's at home, though. He was in America. But you're right. And I say it all the time. You're sending all these thousands of dollars over here, and then your mother calls up and say, hey, let me borrow $20 to go to the laundromat, and you say you don't have it. Or your brother down the street, loan me a few dollars, man, till I get paid on Friday. You sneak and sending money over here. A lot of it, guys. Hey, Golden Gate, thanks for that super chat. He said, great interview with the filmmaker, Cal. I agree with your point about the parallelisms with things men get involved with in the Philippines. We need to take his wisdom and adapt accordingly. Man, his stories sound, Golden Gate, like so many of the stories that I've heard about over here. I've seen with my own eyes. The words he was saying, man, it tripped me out. I'm like, dude, you're telling our story over here. So it happens all over the world, but we knew that already. We knew that already. That's why the things I talk about, people always say, Cal, it could be relevant all around the world. Yeah, but I'm living in the Philippines. But you're exactly right. This brother stepped up to the plate, man. And y'all going to go, when you see his documentary, where he goes more in depth and talks about, you know, the criminal justice system. Because we're affected by it more than the women, okay? He said, watching a Filipina take a shower every morning is not a bad way to start the day. I hear you. I hear you. But that's just for the no passport bros, because you're going to see it up close over here. That's nothing to worry about. Hey, Eric Powell, thanks for that super chat. He said, the women all around the world share notes. That's why men fall for the same scams. That is why we have to tell each other these stories to protect ourselves. Absolutely. Okay, go back and watch my video I did the other day. And I said, man, we need to start sharing stories. Even showing pictures of the women we're with. And be like, okay, this is the woman that scammed me out of that money. Or whatever. Okay? Because I told you the lady that was chatting with two men, they worked at the same job. It's a true story. And then you got women over here going from man to man. They don't want a long distance relationship. Okay, they don't want to wait around for you to come back. So the minute you leave, they're back on the dating site with somebody else. See, this is the stuff we need to know. Philip Brewer says, what do you think about Dago City? I've only went through there. I don't have any experience with it. He said, Calvin, I thought the interview was something that happened here. Right until he mentioned the name of the place he was living. Yeah, his story sounded just like many that are being told over here. Exact same thing. Our whole mindset. Meeting the woman and immediately falling in love, you know, getting engaged, moving her in, the whole 9 yards. Spending all the money, telling her all our business, giving her access to everything we've got, putting our life into her hands, basically. That's what happens over here. Except his happened in America. He was 60 when it happened. She was in her 20s. Same thing happens over here. But when you hear from the horse's mouth, well, you want to kick the man when he's down. You don't want to learn anything. Okay. He said, I definitely gone through some of that brother situation in my life. We all have. Joseph Madley said, Cal, your experience in the insurance business gives you a perspective which serves you well in the Philippines. It does, because I'm a people person, man. I can see through people. I can read people. But it's all about full disclosure, too. That's why I give you the 360. I just can't tell you the good stuff about the Philippines and leave the bad stuff or the shady stuff out. It's a lot of gray areas, man, over here. that you're just going to have to experience for yourself. But we give it to you in the black and white. That's how most people, especially Americans, that's how we view stuff. We don't even see the gray. It's just black or white. It's a lot of gray areas in the Philippines. Okay? Thomas said, sometimes we already know things, but we need to hear it from somebody else to really get it. Absolutely. Here's something else you should have learned from this man's interview. He said, don't overlook the red flags. Because Roger Walker, me and him was chatting. He said, Cal, I feel sorry for the guy. What do you think happened? I said, when people show you who they are, believe them. We see the red flags, ladies and gentlemen. We ignore them. That's what he did. He called it the honey trap. You're going to overlook the red flags, man. Man, that's the worst thing you can do. They're going to show you who they are real early on. But because you want what you want, oh, she's the best thing that ever happened to me, and all that other bullshit we tell ourselves, you overlook it. And then she told him the same story that these women tell us. Oh, the man is no good, her ex. He threw her out, right? Over here, he left. He ran off. He's got a new family. It's the same stuff, man, that's going on over here. It's not true, man. These guys over here, man, they're working hard under some trying circumstances, doing the best they can for their families. And then you get these women on the dating site because they're trying to get in your head. They're going to make you think Filipino men are ain't good. It's bullshit. I'm telling you, I'm calling bullshit on that. I was watching an interview today and they asked the girl, well, where's the father of the kid? Oh, he ran away. Or did you run away? William says, hey, Cal, how far are you from Bacolod? He said, we are here in Ilo. Ilo will be going to Bacolod next week. If I take that van, William, I'm about an hour and 20 minutes. If I take the bus, I'm about 2 hours, 2.5, depending on what day and what time I take the bus. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the subject. Saranallah said, you hit the button right and ask the right questions. They'll spill the beans. They will. But okay, now there's this Australian project. It's being run by this Australian lawyer. He calls himself a humanitarian lawyer, whatever that is. He's tracking foreign men down who are coming here, impregnating sex workers and leaving. Many of them don't even know that they've had babies by these women. Now, he's tracking them down. He's using like Ancestry.com, okay. But I'm saying, is he violating any constitutional rights or anything to privacy? That's why I stopped with that Gregory Mitchell thing. Because, okay, we found Gail's father, right? And when he said, I don't want to be bothered, I left it alone. Okay, I probably was wrong to even go that far, believe it or not. I probably was wrong, because, you're just doing it out of the goodness of your heart. You get emotionally involved. You say, yeah, it's none of my business, really. Okay, he probably didn't even know he had a baby over here. But anyway, let me read some of my notes. Because this guy, what he's trying to do, he's trying to discourage Western men from coming over here, fooling with women over here, period, especially sex workers. And then there was a social worker, Filipino social worker. Here's what she said. Sex workers are being paid for sex, not to get pregnant and raise children. Oh, really, lady? So they're not going to give any response. They're not holding the woman responsible or accountable for her actions or the sex industry. They're just going after you. Hey, Eric, thanks for that super chat. He said, thanks for the live stream tonight, Cal. Yes, remember, every girl's primary goal is to send money to her mother. It's baked into the society. And that's what they do. That's what the lady, they was interviewing a sex worker, and she said that's what she does every week. And I put a couple of links in there. One link, you have to subscribe to watch the 45-minute documentary. It's called Sex Tourism, My Father's Secret. But yeah, this guy is taking it upon himself. Remember, we're the police of the world in the West. Hey, Confident Voice Speaks, thanks for that super chat. He said, I wanted to highlight Eric Powell's comment. We have to treat romance like a business, just like the ladies do. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, but see, it's something, our hormones take over. This is what trips us up, Confident Voice Speaks. Thanks for that super chat. You get them dopamines. If you overdose, you can overdose on dopamines. Look it up. You can have too many dopamines going off in your system. You act erratically. Your judgment is off. And this is what's happened to a lot of us. But okay, so he's trying to discourage people from coming over here, fooling with these women. All right, now, according to the Australian-led project, this is his words, sex tourists have fathered tens of thousands of children who have been raised in poverty conditions. He's only going after Australians and New Zealanders, but he's trying to get all these Western countries involved. Okay, so he's collecting DNA from the kids. So they'll go to Angeles City or one of these places and they'll do the swabs. And then they'll send it off to like an ancestry.com. And when he comes back, he harasses the guys up, tracks them down or whatever, because he has no authority really. I guess he tries to publicly embarrass them or something like that. And I just want to know what y'all take is on it, because the woman, they're not holding the woman accountable or the sex industry. They're just coming after you. Remember I said that society's already conditioned to look at us as the predators? We're the rapists. We're the abusers. A lot of guys are coming over here on vacation. They get in with these women, you know, and they go back home. And what, a year later, here's the baby. The woman slept with 20 people she doesn't know. So they take the swab test. It comes up you, now they coming after you. I would say, put a damn rubber on, man. I'm shocked, man, that you guys is coming over here messing with these bar girls and prostitutes with no rubbers, man. That's unbelievable. I can't believe it. In 2024? It's crazy, man. I mean, it's really, really crazy. Harry showed us, he said, you don't see the red flags. All the red flags are hidden inside Pandora's box. And once you open that box, well, eventually you're going to see them. For some people, it's too late, but they're there. He said that she started acting, the minute they moved in, I'm pretty sure she showed red flags before, but he said the minute they moved into the apartment, she started acting stupid, wouldn't help him. He didn't tell y'all this, but he told me off camera that when they moved in the apartment, she never helped. He moved everything in the apartment his damn self. Man, lady, you would have been gone. You would have never moved in, first of all. That's a red flag. Okay. What's up, Mark Holmes? Yeah, so, you know, they're feeding these DNA samples into these ancestry.com, different things like that. The results come back, they're hunting you down. And they, you know, they found one guy. He was a wealthy New Zealand businessman, and he agreed. He said, okay, I didn't know. I didn't even know I had a son. Son is 17, so he's supporting him. But, okay, they tracked down two Australian brothers. One of them is the father of an 8-year-old, but they said, F y'all, I'm not cooperating. You know, and I'm just saying, it's getting crazy, man. It's getting crazy. Because they're coming after you. They're not holding anybody else accountable. They're saying, actually, here's what they're saying. All these poor women, they have no protection, right? This is what they're saying in this. One of them's a YouTube video. It's about 3 minutes. I put the link in my description. Watch it, guys, because it's going to tell you a lot of what they think about you over here anyway. See, they think we're all sex pats. I don't give a damn what you say. They think we're all sex pets. Oh, these poor women, right? See, it says right here, women are seen as the victims. They go so far as saying there's no protection for these sex workers. Yeah, get a job, lady. That's protection. Tell the man to put on the damn rubber. That's protection. Yeah, he says, okay, see, this is what I'm saying. These are guys, y'all not listening. These guys are coming over here on a holiday. They're dealing with prostitutes in Angeles City and different places, G-Rich. Okay, because everybody, well, oh yeah, if you're really a man, you a man up and take care of your responsibilities. Well, how did they know? And then you contact me 20 years later, and now I'm a bad guy? I didn't even know. I'm over here having a good time. I'm in the bar where bar girls are. I pay the bar fine. We go to the hotel, do whatever it is, and I'm out of here. 20 years later, you contact me. There, you got a son in the Philippines. Okay? I could be your son. You know. What about the women? What about the sex industry, period? That attracts men over here. Most of us are being invited here. First of all, Mike Dawsonville, what's up? He said, doing without no rubber is like playing Russian roulette. Man, I honestly, it's shocking to me. But you know, I saw where that Filipino Oprah, she was interviewing a young woman. But I don't know how old those videos are. They come out like they knew, but I really don't know. And the woman said, yeah, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. And, you know, a lot of them women in Angeles City, man, they don't require you to use a rubber. And it's just unbelievable to me. Like, that's got to be nasty on a whole other level. You know. Hey, Filipino lovely. He said, Jacob's busy tonight. Where's Michael? He might have been in Cebu traveling. He said, well, honestly, as a man, we should feed our children. But if she's a bar girl, I mean, come on, she's a 304. That's right. A lot of these guys, you don't even know, like, okay, Gail's father, Gail's 32 now. When I did the interview with Gail, she was 30. She had never seen her father before. She had no contact with him. It had been 30 years since the man left. He was in the Air Force. He did not know. Okay, I talked to Gail's mother. And Gail's mother said that he paid her to have an abortion, but she didn't do it. See? So when he left, you know, she said that she went and reported the pregnancy to his commanding officer, and the next day he was gone. They never saw him since. I just felt sorry for her, you know, because I was helping Donna Faye and her daughter at the time. We were rebuilding that house. Y'all remember that. And I'm leaving there, and I see this black woman. It shocked me. She says, hey, brother, come here for a minute. I came there, and she said, you know, can you help me find my father? And I'm like, wow, you know, well, I'm just Sunshine Shoulders. You know, at that time, I had like about 10,000 subscribers, you know, but I just looked at her and I felt so much compassion for her. I said, yeah, I see what I can do. So I interviewed her, and see, they're using, because they're saying, well, how are you finding these men? You know, they're tracking them down, right? They said they're using social media, search engines, public records. So, you know, she had his name, and one of the people watching my channel worked for the military industrial complex and found him, gave us all his information. It didn't take long to find him, you know, but now that I look back on it, man, I was wrong for that. I shouldn't have got involved with that. And this is what they're doing now. They're tracking men down, guys who they went on with their lives, you know. They probably not even, you know, coming over here anymore. I'm just saying, who is he? And they've had such little success, very little, obviously. They're just, you know, they're picking and choosing who they go after. If I can find you, then I'm coming after you. That's basically what they're saying. Eric Powell said, gee, you must be accustomed to pissing razor blades, huh? Mr. Passport King said, Cal, I can relate to the filmmaker. In my U.S. story, she didn't really move in, but I had to call the police because she was outside stalking, and she hacked into my email using personal info and threatened me. Yeah, see, he told this woman all his personal information, which is what we do over here, and they use it against you. So now, even if you break up with her and it doesn't go her way, she can harass you because she got your real name, your government name, and everything. And the first thing they want to do is blacklist you and get you deported. Excuse me. But we do it, okay, because of the pumpkin patch, the Filipino tune-up. We're our own enemy. We're our own worst enemy. I just didn't like the way the man was treated in the comments. He comes forward and gives you a powerful story, a testimony that could happen to any of us. It's happened to so many of us. And what do? We spit in the man's face. We call him a fool. He's not a fool. Every last man watching this right now has succumbed to something like that on some level. And if you say you didn't, you're lying. He said, Funkbait said, guys, bring a pregnancy test. Well, see, they're doing the DNA. They're doing the DNA, so it doesn't matter. But I tell them, anyway, take the girl to the doctor. I have her go to the doctor before you get here. But I would take her while I'm here. It costs Maryland about 300 pesos to go to the doctor. No more than 500. And you can forget all of that. You'll know right away. Okay? Because that's one of the things that they do, okay, that I'm pregnant. You have no way of knowing because you knew you done went up in there with no rubbers, nothing. The first damn day, hot pants syndrome. And for 9 months, you sweating bullets. You really don't know. You supporting everything. You pay for the baby. Then out comes the baby, and it's not yours. A lot of times with the sex workers, she got the white man think, oh, it's my baby. A black baby comes out. Same thing. To have the black man thinking it's his baby, out pops a white baby. I wouldn't go up in these women, man. Honestly. Hulkbox says, you think Diddy's innocent and why? I don't think in a way. I don't know any of the information about this case, guys. They're trying this man in the press. It's dangerous. He's not going to get a fair trial. I can tell you that, Hulkbox. Okay? But I can tell you this. These are groupies he's dealing with. When you're powerful like that, you got all that money. A lot of those people were willing participants in there, but now they know they can get some money. If he did abuse anybody, and it can be proven, he should be held accountable. But I'm trying to figure out, why did it take you 30 years to come forward? This is the shit I don't like, man. And then these feminist prosecutors and stuff, they're coming forward and they reworking these laws to say all the other statute of limitations doesn't run out now under certain circumstances. His ass is grass. But I'm not going to try him in the press. I'm not going to make a video about me. People ought to be ashamed. Everybody's got something on Diddy now. Oh, such and such said this, exposed Diddy. You click on it, nothing. Something he said 35 years ago. Hey, Ron, he said, hey, Cal, if a woman gets pregnant without the man knowing, how do they pay the hospital bill to get out of the hospital? Well, a lot of the women over here, they don't go to the hospital. They have midwives over here, or they'll go to the city hospital. But a lot of times they just have the baby at home. Yeah, he said, you need to follow TMZ. Yeah, I don't want to hear about Diddy, man. I think it's sad. If they could do him like that, what could they do to you? You don't have no money, no nothing. Angelo Habib says, I have a feeling that child support payments in Philippines are very low, am I right? Well, there really is no child support here. They're going to get you based on where you live because that's the only place that has jurisdiction over you. I mean, that's all I'm saying. I'm saying, is it even legal for him to do that? And who is he to go after these men? He has no authority, really. But you know, when a man comes forward like that, he's going to have all these women and women organizations behind him. They're not holding the women accountable. They're not holding the sex industry accountable. They're coming after you, Angelo, because you're the easy target. You're the bad guy. The Western guy coming over here, taking advantage of these women. I already warned y'all. That's the way they look at you when you come over here. You have to gain their trust over here. She might jump into bed with you overnight. She ain't going to trust you. Your family ain't going to trust you. People certainly ain't going to trust you. But yeah, they coming after you. He said, no rubber, can't do it. A woman literally asked me to take my rubber off. I told her I'm done. Yeah, baby Denise, we was helping them and I saw Gail. I just should have said, man, it's beyond the scope of my channel, sis. I can't help you. But I just saw that it's just like looking at my daughter or something like, okay, I'll try to help you. Knowing I couldn't, I didn't think I could. But, you know, people don't underestimate these YouTube channels and stuff because there's a couple who's doing that now. And, you know, they gathered a big following on YouTube, you know, because they tell the sad stories and the ones they show are, you know, the positive stuff, right? They probably don't show where they're getting cursed out and say, mind your own business and all of that, see? See, I'm an insurance agent. You got to give full disclosure. If I'm going to do that, I got to tell all the bad stuff too. But I said, no, I'm not going to get involved in that because once people saw that I helped Gail, man, my inbox is full of stuff. From that Amerasians and stuff like that. I can't, you know, I don't have the resources and I can't do it. I just had to politely say no. Jilly Marvel says nasty, though it is. He said, there's a lot of guys out there, too, that know they have kids over there and are like, so what? I ran across a few of them. Yeah, because there's a different type of expat that comes to Southeast Asia. I mean, it just is. I mean, you can argue with me all day. All you got to do is come over here. A lot of them are scumbags. They don't give a damn. If you're going to get in bed with a bar girl with no rubber or anything on like that, you know you got kids over here, you say, well, I don't give a damn. She shouldn't have, you know, she should have had a rubber. It's not, man, are you going to deny it over and over and over? But it's a different type of expat that comes over here. But guess what? We're all labeled as sexpats when you come over here. That's why men sneak over here. They won't tell their families. Or when they do, you get attacked because they know so little about the Philippines. Well, what are you doing going over there? You know, you going over there taking advantage of them poor, innocent women, right? Not realizing that we're the ones that eventually get taken advantage of. But that's just a reputation. You're not going to change that rep. You're not going to do it. So what's the easy way to do it? Come after you to make you the bad guy. You're taking advantage of these women. They don't tell the sob stories like Michael Alexander's. That's part of the conditioning. It's the men's fault over here. If we just wouldn't come over here and frequent the damn sex industry full of these women, it wouldn't be a problem. That's bullshit. Elfin 57 said, my sister's a 304, but she can't get pregnant, so no guy's interested in staying with her for too long. It's crazy. Al Rogan says, it was a good deed, Calvin. Every child wants to know. Yeah. And see, he says this, you know, you got to read between the lines. They're using these code words. He says, oh, it's not about the child support. He says, it's about children being able to live up to their potential. Now, you know what this translates into. Talking about that visa and being able to, you know, migrate to whatever country you're from, that Western country. I mean, if you're over here with a Filipina and you have a baby, I mean, that's just such a simple process to get the CRBA. It's so simple that when guys don't do it, that's when I, you know, talk about them. It's too simple. It's only about $200 or less. You get the CRBA and the passport done. Doesn't take long. Why do you think my sons are in America? I've done it twice. One time I actually done it. My oldest son, I took him myself to Manila. We wasn't in there less than an hour. Hell, 30 minutes of that was just waiting for our number to be called. He looked just like me. We had everything they needed, because you take the information. First of all, before you even go to the appointment, you send all the paperwork there. They make sure you got everything before they even give you an appointment. So when they make their appointment, you know, okay, I got everything. Let me go. So then they're looking at it on the counter. Then they set you up with the consulate officer. You're not in there 10 minutes. They look at him, look at you, look down and look up. Welcome to the United States, is what she said to us. My youngest son, I was still in America. They were waiting on the visa. But we got delayed because he was a American citizen. I didn't know. So we had to do it while I was there. Same thing. It's even quicker now, guys. It's even quicker. He said, obviously they go after the weak ones. Yeah, the easy ones that they can find. But is it legal? Is it his job to do that? Okay. And can men be forced to take the DNA test to confirm parentage, which the Australian guy said, y'all better get the hell off my property. I'm not, you know, sorry. One of them brothers was the father of the 8-year-old, but they refused to cooperate. Yeah, Vicky, that would be, imagine there'd be a lot of people without sex then. She said, just quit sleeping with people you aren't married to. Now, where's that written? See, that's all that old religious stuff. Okay? That's not going to happen. That's not even realistic. So we're not even going to talk about that. Let's talk about realistic solutions. Because that's not going to happen. Okay? Hey, lad, he said, here, I'm still working, but I'm in the background. Thank you. Confident Boy Speaks, thanks for that super chat. He said, I'll be in Cebu for an extended birthday weekend and then for 2 months in November. I can't wait. Take a break from the daily grind and clear my head. Thanks for all the advice, Cal. Oh, man, I know you can't wait, man. And thank you, brother. Let me know, man, if we're not doing anything, you know, because with Booby in school, man, you know, she goes to school Monday through Friday. We got to be here. But if I can break away, he said, yeah, good luck with that. That's what I was saying. But just the audacity of this guy. His name is Andrew McLeod. He calls himself a humanitarian lawyer. He's leading the charge, man. We're our worst enemy, too. He knows that the courts are, you know, stacked against us. But he's trying to, you know, do a good deed, I guess. I don't know. Good luck, man. You know. But who's gonna make, I mean, how would they even make you pay child support if you haven't even done the CRBA? If the child isn't even a citizen of your country? I mean, they've got a long uphill climb with that one. I'm just saying. Yeah, he said, man, just wear a damn condom. He said, this behavior will bring you to hell. Well, I don't want anything to do with a guy that's going to give me a damn penis and then everything that's going to, and then put create women that's going to entice me and all of that, and then going to make me burn in hell forever and ever for that. Okay? What were they doing before religion? 100,000 years ago, before religion showed up. They were fucking, Vicky. I'm sorry. Okay? Good luck with that. Thomas said, we've all done it before. I'm sorry, booby. She said, she told me to stop saying bad words. He said, we've all done it before. What time in the heat of the moment we'll slide up in there and then think about it later? I know, but everybody gets on here like we're all these perfect people. We've got it all together. That's why they came out to my guest. It's a wonder people won't come on here and tell their stories. You know, they got these immature people that's going to jump all over them like they've never done anything. Okay? Harry Shoulder says, some get lucky and she wasn't pure evil, just a little wicked. Waiting until you get emotionally involved, it happens to the best of us. Well, this woman he was dealing with, a stripper, you know, that would have been a red flag for me, a stripper. But we do the same thing over here. We try to save people. But I don't think I would want a stripper. You got to imagine, she would be a bar girl over here. Her mental state and all she's seen, all she's been through, and she sees a nice guy that's going to be an easy target. They probably don't even have feelings anymore. When you're going to lay down with a man every 5 minutes or whatever it is, every hour. He said that dugout is powerful. Juice said, yeah, most men have been scammed about female, but usually it's not that big and at that age with seemingly good mental and physical health. Yeah, well, come over here then, Juice. You're going to see it. You're going to see a lot of that. He said women lie to just, you know, get you in trouble. Well, she already had the scheme already concocted. Her credit wasn't good enough to get a place. She saw that she had a victim who loved her. All she had to do was what she did anyway, lay down with him. But this guy had money. He had property, he had prestige. He's a filmmaker. I'm going to give it, she gave it 9 days. Imagine this man was in that place 9 days. He had to leave. But y'all didn't hear all that. All y'all heard was, oh, he met a woman 43 days later. He's out 150,000 or whatever it was. Y'all didn't hear about the unjust criminal justice system. You know, it's stacked against me. And you don't see how the police helped her with her bidding. You know, they're probably then fell in love and with the woman too. You see a young 20-something-year-old stripper, oh, you know, damsel in distress. That's an easy call. And then they see the 62-year-old man. Hey, you better watch it. It's going to be a he say, she say in court about whose property that is. They wouldn't even let the man take his own property. That woman didn't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out. Similar to what you're going to walk into over here. Okay? Except you have no rights, protections, and privileges over here, buddy. If the woman starts lying on you over here, it's your ass. You have no recourse. But it's not going to happen to me. Yeah, we're all dealing with borrowed time over here. Okay? It's like being in a damn casino. And you winning right now. So why don't you take your ass home? No, you stay at the table. Eventually lose it all. So what happens to us over here? We don't know when to stop. We don't know when to get up and leave. We overstay our welcome. Go back and watch that 90-day fix video I did. But y'all not looking at that. Y'all looking at the woman coming out of the shower, looking at her phone, where to find the nicest Filipinas and all that. How to date upper class Filipinos. Yeah, that's bullshit, man. I get it. It's YouTube. It's entertainment. I don't watch it. It wouldn't do nothing for me because I've been over here. I know that kind of stuff, man, it's strictly clickbait. One time the traveler said, Cal, I'm not trying to change the subject, but I'm lifting. I noticed my manhood is back without taking half a blue pill before sex. A young lady asked me what the hell I've been doing. Thanks, brother. Well, you know, as you get older, that's one of the things to give your testosterone a boost if you lift heavy weights. I'm taking something now, you know, it takes 4 to 6 weeks. See, a lot of times, you know, it takes a while before, you know, you see whether the stuff's going to work or not. But I'm going to show y'all what I'm taking. It was because, you know, I'm working out. It's Saul, palmetto. I'm not endorsing this stuff or whatever. These are premium berries. You know, it helps everything, supposedly. But it's going to take a while before I can tell y'all whether it works or not. And I tell Marilyn that all the time. Whatever we get, some type of vitamin or something, she says, is it working? I said, Marilyn, it takes a while to get in your system. Wendell Scott said the longer they wait and the more they will make in Diddy's case, you know, or whatever, yeah. But I don't know, man. I don't even want to talk about it. It's so sad that we're nothing but sheep over there. Everybody's jumped on. Imagine Stephen A. Smith. I thought he talked about sports. Every day he's talking about something with Diddy. I'm like, man, y'all to quit with that stuff, man. Every podcast, everybody's talking about that. Like, y'all been watching this man for 30-something years. You were fans of him. But when the establishment said he's a bad guy, now everybody's a bad guy. This is how the American media, this is the power of the media. They will tell you who to hate and who to love. You didn't even know anything about bin Laden. By the time they got done with your ass, you hated bin Laden. You didn't know who he was. Saddam Hussein, same thing. You just forgot about all the good these guys did. And when America was talking good about them and they were on our side, because we don't think for ourselves. You don't know Diddy. I can give a damn what Diddy's doing. Hey, Austin in Mississippi, thanks for that super sticker. They're making you don't like him. You're disliking somebody you don't even know. Okay, that's all I'm saying, man. Yeah, they going for the bag. He said some guys give oil in Angeles City. Now that's a new level of nasty. Well, you know, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not gonna knock that sex industry, but don't come down on me. Don't bring the weight of the system down on me and leave the woman unaccounted for and the sex industry unaccounted for. Oh, what did they say on here? Yeah, women are seen as victims. They're going so far and said there's no protection for those sex workers. Yeah, get a real job. That's a protection. Nathaniel Atkins, he says, you're telling the truth, Cal, regarding how they look at us. I took my Filipina to Thailand. Immigration in Manila took her and her passport to a back room, and he drilled her for an hour. Yeah, they're always going to do that. Because human trafficking and sex trafficking is so big over here. They do that to protect their citizens. And that's why whenever you travel, a friend of mine, he's back in the Philippines now, but he was in Thailand, and he tried to buy his woman a ticket to come to Thailand to see him. Well, hell, they wouldn't let out of the airport. Excuse me. He said, I thought they were going over to find wives. Yeah, some of them are, but what he's talking about, you know, if he has success tracking these men down who are fathering children with these sex workers, people are going to get smart and say, okay, let's just let it trickle over into these regular relationships, these normal relationships, which they're not normal, by the way. There's nothing normal about a 65-year-old and a 20-year-old. There's nothing normal about that. Not that I care. I'm just saying it's going to trickle over there. Then they're going to start coming after you. He said, wow, 378 watches. Is that a record? No. I've had 650 on her before. But yeah, you know, when people see relevant topics, and then remember now, I'm using YouTube's stream. If I was using StreamYard, I doubt I'd have that many. Yeah, let's hit the thumbs up. He said the crazy thing is these desperate moms will sacrifice their daughter to get a foreigner's pocket. But they're not going to talk about that. That's uneasy. That's uncomfortable, Thomas. They're not going to talk about that. They're going to say the woman's the victim, you're the bad guy. But not that you're being enticed. Okay, you can go in those bars, man. Those women are going to entice you. The way they dance and what they wear and everything. But you're supposed to be a Christian man, I guess. You're supposed to be able to withstand all of that and have self-restraint and all of that. Woman sitting on your lap, rubbing your balls. And you're supposed to, oh, don't mean anything. What time is it? You bring me another drink. You know, by the way, they're selling alcohol and everything else. But that's not supposed to bother you. Wendell Scott says, I'm with you, bro. I don't even keep up with that. I'm working on retirement so that I can return to where you at. He said, you're one of the most transparent, let's see, what did he say? Dudes that I've come across. Thank you. Hey, man, thank you, brother. I'm with you on that, man. The hell with Diddy. She don't know me, man. Thomas, I was in Manhattan and saw Diddy's car parked running outside. I started to wait till he came out, but then said Diddy and kept it moving. What's up, TJ? He said, damn, 340, huh? Must be in here cooking. Yeah, they trying to hunt us down now and make us pay for these babies we having with sex workers over here. They've got this bright guy, you know, he's a knight in shining armor. This Andrew McLeod. He's this Australian humanitarian lawyer. He's hunting down men. Imagine men who are coming over here on holiday. They're in Angeles City, you know, doing what they do on Walking Street. And they're having babies by the women, and he's hunting them down and trying to hold them responsible for paying child support. But he says it's not about child support. It's about the children living up to their potential. It's noble, but man, he's got a long road to climb. Okay. Meanwhile, the social worker over here says she's blaming us too. She says sex workers, they're paid to have sex, not to get pregnant and raise children. Well, damn it, that's the chance they're taking, lady. Imagine I couldn't get on camera and say that. You can't make this up. That's what this woman said with a straight face. Sex workers are paid to have sex, not to get pregnant and raise children. Well, lady, they need a better job, another profession. Crazy. Yeah, he said, I have to do that. No, it's not the expat prayer, it's the sex pet prayer. And they do it on the plane. They do it in the nightclub. These Christians come over here, all these Christians, Muslims, Hindus, you know, they throw all that, they throw the Bible out the window when they get on the plane. They call it premeditated forgiveness. Oh, please, Jesus, I know I've fallen short of your glory, but I'm going up in her tonight. Amen. You know, they're going to do that. He said, I mean, they are? Don't have unprotected sex with sex workers if you're going to have sex with them? Well, I just said that. This is 2024. Can you imagine? You coming over here with, you know, AIDS being so prevalent as it is here. I mean, it's an epidemic here. Even though most of the people that it's affecting are gay men, which it don't matter. You turn on certain channels, hell, they interviewing gay men. It's a lot of lady boys getting their backs blown out on Angelique on Walking Street. They don't care. They were trying to stop some guy, it was a black guy. They trying to stop him and say, hey man, don't you know those are lady boys? He pretend like he's too drunk. and go on to the hotel with them anyway. No, you can't make that stuff up. Yeah, but they coming over here with that sex pet prayer, asking Jesus for forgiveness before they even get on the plane. They know they're going to do some immoral shit when they get over here. And then when they get back home, they pick the Bible back up. And it never sees the light of day. Or some of them preachers over here, they come over here, they start dealing with these young women, then they get guilty and want to clean it up, so they get married to them. I see it. He said they pray before the storm, 53 shades darker. I call it the sex pet prayer. I've fallen short, Jesus, of the glory of the Lord. Please forgive me, but I'm blowing her back out. I ain't had a woman in 3 years. Joseph Perez says, I've been to Angeles City. I trained to think with my big head. Well, this is the biggest sex organ we've got, Joseph. This is it, your brain. Not that. This controls that. Okay? I'm sorry, guys. Y'all got that mixed up. This is the biggest sex organ you've got, the brain. He's talking about Jay-Z next. We don't care. Let him do it. Jeffrey Child said, Cal, you're funny. No, I'm just telling the truth. You know they do it. They pretending like they praying so the plane won't go down. They know that plane ain't going down. They praying for safety on the trip. Now, you know what you're praying for. Premeditated forgiveness. That's what they're praying for. Yeah, license to go buck wild. He said, that's a G talking. Yeah. He said, when you catch your whole sleep on the couch watching Pop My Balloon, no dishes done. I don't know what you're talking about. He said, some of the shit you say is funny as hell, Cal. Not because y'all know it's relative to your situation. We coming over here with that bullshit. What's up? He said, big bro, Cal's created a new premeditated sin prayer. How's it go again? You know how it is. Dear Father, I know I've fallen short of the glory of Jesus, but I'm blowing her back out tonight. It's been 3 years. CJ said, yeah, a lot of y'all be like, yeah, I've been talking to her on Cupid. I told her none of that condom shit, though. And it's like, why? Yeah. What's up, Ajima's World? He said, can I tell a joke without getting anyone offended? No. People will get offended on here. Okay. He said, now you're thinking I should go to the bar tonight. Thanks, Sunshine. Yeah. Well, just say that prayer, man. That's the default prayer. I don't care what religion you are, even if you're not religious. You say that. What's up, Mahesh? He said, pray before the storm. Didn't use protection. I'm praying after. Yeah, they doing it. But these guys, these are the ones who, they want to talk about you and they want to talk about Michael and everything, knowing they're coming over here doing worse stuff than what Michael did. The guy on the interview. This guy's got more success in one pinky than most of us have achieved in our whole life. But instead of us listening to his story and trying to learn something from it, we're going to kick the man when he's down. He said, y'all getting close to blasphemy. Well, how can you blasphemy something that's not real? It's not blasphemy. It's not even a joke. He said, don't forget, they're also praying they won't bust a nut in less than 2 minutes. Yeah, please, if you can, oh Lord, let me last for 15 minutes. Yeah, get your money's worth. But now they know what they're doing when they come over here. Okay, but they want to talk about you and put you down. You a sinner, they say. But that's any religious person's default. We all fall short. He said, you'll become an instant millionaire if you patent that. Now, it's a sex pact. Premeditated sin prayer. Yeah, because it's real. Yeah, he said, if you make a baby, be sure to pay for it. If you know about it, you know, it's kind of like there's no bond. 30 years later, you get something in the mail that says, hey, we ran a DNA sample through ancestor.com. You were the father. You trying to remember when you was even in the Philippines or wherever it was, let alone trying to be responsible or have some type of bond or any type of feelings that would even make you start paying. But yeah, excuse me, if you over here and you got a girlfriend and y'all were together for a certain amount of time and then you go home and she's pregnant, yeah, of course, do the right thing. But the little boy in Angeles City, well, he's not little, he's a teenager now. He's 17 now. Imagine this man gets something in the mail at 17. He's lucky that the father said, yeah, okay, I acknowledge him. You know, it helps that he's a wealthy New Zealand businessman. 17 years later, the man probably said, I don't even remember this woman because she certainly looked different now. Yeah, he said, they better be careful. It kills me how I see 50, 60-year-olds sitting at McDonald's outside, sitting down at the outside tables waiting for young school-age girls to talk to. It's disgusting every day. Well, yeah, I'll let the authorities handle that because without that birth certificate, man, you know, it's hard, you know. You know in your heart of hearts how old somebody is probably. They're all going to say they're 18. He said, when you go, bring that brother from Portugal on again. He was real. Oh, you mean from Panama? He said, you are the father. He said, better pray. It's harder than a priest performing an exorcism. He said, isn't that essentially what was done with Gail? Yeah, and I was dead wrong. I can admit that now. I just felt sorry for Gail, TJ. But I wasn't trying to get him to pay child support because he probably don't owe child support. That's exactly what I said before you came on here. I was like, you know, hindsight being 2020, when Gail stopped me and asked me, I should have just told her, that's beyond the scope of what I can do. I can't do it, you know, but I felt sorry for her. I told her, yeah, even though I didn't think we could find him. But you know, when you got that government name, it's very little you can't find. And then they said he was in the Air Force, and you know, it didn't take much to find him. I mean, it was only less than a month they found him. I mean, they found exactly. And you know, the first thing he said when we called him, how did you find me? That's what he said. But I left it alone when he said he didn't want anything to do with it. He said, look, do the DNA test. If it comes back, it's me, then I'll handle it from there. Well, we did it, came back him. He's not in the system. It matched with 2 first cousins of his and 2 second cousins. And Gail contacted them through the ancestry. And they say, yeah, Gregory Mitchell's our cousin, blah, blah, this, blah, blah, that. But they said, we can't make him, you know, contact you because we had his phone number and everything. But I won't do that again. I won't do that again. Yeah, yeah, not the paying, but the outright denial thing. Yeah, he denied it, which it was too late. But you got to realize it was 30 years later, TJ, he thought he had paid for an abortion. But the mother didn't get the abortion. She kept the baby. She went back to the province and then came back when she was 8 months pregnant and reported the pregnancy to his commanding officer. Well, the next day he was gone. Well, no, he's tracking people down, okay, and he wants child support, and he wants them to get citizenship and all that. You got to understand, man, these are sex workers that these men are dealing with. He doesn't hold anybody accountable but the men, TJ. Why don't he say to the women, you know, require condoms? And then, you know, why don't he go after the sex industry and shut it down if he wants to discourage men from coming over here? As long as they got pussy for sale, men are going to buy it. I'm sorry. Somebody needs to tell him that. He needs to shut that down. But he's coming after you because you're the easy target. Now, what? He has no authority, really. He's just going to try to publicly shame you because those Australian brothers told him to kick rocks, dude. You know, we don't know what you're talking about. Passport X said Michael has great documentary skills and he will be a great asset over there in the Philippines. Yeah, Passport X, tell him, because you watched his video out of the loop about, you know, the history of comedy in Chicago. See, he knew Bernie Mac and all those guys, and he was just talking about on the north side and the south side. He said it was hard for the black comedians to break it in on the comedy stores, the real popular ones on the north side. And it's real funny, man. It's real informative. It's just a great documentary. And this one, with the content he's got, man, it's probably going to win him an Emmy or whatever they win for those documentaries. If his content is about getting scammed, you know, by a 20-something-year-old stripper and his story, he going to put it on film? Because I'm talking to him now. Listen to this. He's listening to the setup that I wrote. See, I want to bring that to the screen. Just a short story, but I want to bring it to life with actors and stuff. See, I'm talking to him. See, that's the universe, really. That a guy, he's an esteemed filmmaker. He's not just somebody that has got a iPhone Pro 16 Max running around. Yeah, he's got hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of film equipment. He's the real deal. What's the odds of him showing up in my chat? And I'm saying, man, look, listen to this, man. If you think it's got any type of potential, let's bring it to the screen. Let's show John and Maria, and let's make a, you know, not a documentary. What times did travel? Say, yeah, Panama. He said, yes, about the visa and the money. Man, in her case, in America, she wanted that apartment, you know, but she said all the same things they say over here. She threw the man under the bus. Yeah, he put me out. Once I knew she was living with somebody, that would have been a red flag for me right there. And she's sleeping in a friend's car, and, you know.
Do you hear my voice already, Father?
I can hear it. And she can't take a bath and all that. I'm like, well, I don't want you. But he felt responsible. He said, the story of Gail really touched me. I remembered it well. Yeah, I was just trying to help him, man. But I really, it was none of my business. I should have stayed away from that. I haven't done it again. There is a couple over here that does that. He said, if you father a Filipino girl in the Philippines and you don't want to marry her, what would happen? Nothing. You know, just take care of the baby. Nothing's going to happen. What do you mean? He said, I don't think that I can live with myself knowing that I have a kid running around the Philippines while I'm in the U.S. living my best life. That's crazy. Yeah, that's what they're saying that sex tourists are responsible for fathering tens of thousands, they said, and it's true, of children by these sex workers, and they're growing up in poverty conditions. He said abortion in the fields is illegal. It is. It's very illegal, but they do it. But it's like going back in time in America when they go in the back alleys. And when I was in Zamboanga, see, Zamboanga's down where a lot of that, quack doctors and different things like that. If you go to a certain part of the city you can go to, I walk by them because they're sitting right by the bank. I was going to use the ATM machine. And they were selling this stuff in a bottle. And I asked my girlfriend at the time, I said, what is that? And she said, yeah, that's what you drink. They come down here and buy that. If you want to have an abortion, you drink that and you lose the baby. Confident Voice Speaks, thanks for that super chase. Said, Calvin, your short stories were priceless. A collaboration like that will be great and definitely successful. Yeah, I would love to bring that to the screen, that story. Because I just don't think that I don't think it got enough airplay, really. I don't think people really understood. I sit down and I wrote that all. I could have did it all in one day. It just flowed out of me, that story. And, I made some little mistakes, like, okay, in the beginning, it opens with him rushing to the airport in Manila, but it ends with him rushing to the airport in Dumaguete. See, I messed up like that, but that's easy to fix. But that was a heck of a story, man. If he could bring that to life, he said, what can they do after 30 years? Not a whole lot. I think what this guy's doing, he's just saying, well, I throw enough shit against the wall, maybe something will stick. He's going to catch the ones he can catch, basically, is what he's doing. Hey, Eric Powell, thanks for that super chat. He said, special request. He said, I heard some dudes can have poly relationships in the Philippines. Is this true? Well, it depends on where you are. I was watching a video the other day, and the guy was in it was a distant province, and you could have 3 wives there. And I guess, if you're Muslim, see, they've got the autonomous region in the Philippines where they have they govern themselves. It has nothing to do with the Philippine government. And I believe if you listen to the big man in the Philippines, he said you can have 4 wives. I mean, who wants that? Who wants to deal with that? There's no way I would deal with 4 wives, man. I know it sounds good. There's no way I would deal with that, man. He says, I'm currently working on some stories also. I can't wait until I get them done and published. Hits in Sandbox says, Islam allows 4 wives. I mean, but who wants that, man? Who wants 4 women like that? It'll drive you crazy. Yeah, he said, whoa, 3 wives, that's a miserable. But here, they were real humble. Like the one wife was his main wife, because I think he was 67. His main wife was 63, then his other wife was 34, then the other one was 31. Yeah. Yeah, he said 4 talking heads talking about shit. Yeah, that's crazy. He said that was the age I selected for the dating site, 53. Yeah, 4 headaches. Crazy, man. But what do y'all think? Do y'all think that this man is doing something? I think it's a witch hunt, really. If you're not going to go after the women, and if you're not going to go after the sex industry, it's nothing but a witch hunt for real. It's consensual. I mean, it's just for him to pick up that, I don't know, mission. He could have came up with a lot of other ways to help those children. But that's going to get him clicks and views. That's going to get him interviewed on these news channels and stuff. But just like I said, they've had very little success. You know. But that's crazy, man. I wouldn't want to have all those wives. But yeah, guys, I'm ready to get off of here. I want to thank y'all for your super chat, super stickers, all your thumbs up, all your support for Sunshine Shoulders. Let's encourage one another, man. You know, men, we go through a lot as it is. Shout out to Michael Alexander for coming forward with his story. It's a great story. It's going to make a great, great documentary. Go back and watch that if you didn't learn anything from it, man. The criminal justice system is flawed. It's stacked against men. He's lucky he was in America. If that would have happened to him over here, he probably would still be in jail, certainly blacklisted. Instead of kicking the man when he's down, you should try to relate to him, because we all do it on some level. Okay, if you say you haven't tricked or you haven't overspent on a woman, man, you're lying. You don't have it all together. Okay, everybody wants to be this big pimping. You know, everybody, you know, knows how to handle women. Well, why are you on live streams like this? Well, we're trying to help each other to have better outcomes. If you already got the best outcome, why are you even on here and watching this Philippine genre? We're trying to prevent ourselves from getting, you know, raked over the coals. We're trying to find out what the red flags are. Because remember, that's the biggest thing I got out of it. He said, don't overlook the red flags on your way to the damn pumpkin patch. Because that's what we do. We overlook the red flag. When people show you who they are, guys, believe them. So take care and stay safe, stay out of trouble. I'll see y'all next time. But I'm going to take Todd's advice. I'm not going to put those type of interviews on regular YouTube anymore. You're either a member of my channel or you're on Patreon. I'm not going to subject my guests to that type of behavior, man. It's not worth it. So y'all can continue to watch that other cringy stuff. Do Filipinos date ugly guys? You damn right they do. Some guy sent me a picture today. He said, Cal, I'm not talking about this guy. He said, but it comes on my friend request every day. This guy, half his face is missing. And he's got some Filipino there beside him smiling. I mean, half his face is missing from here on down. None of this, he don't have any of this. So take care, y'all.